So today's lesson is a bit of a review of yesterday's, but we expanded a little bit further. We're still working with these inequalities, but today, instead of using x equals one certain amount, we're going to be using a set of numbers to find which is a solution. So here is our example. Given this, oops, I forgot to write the word set, because this is a set. 3, 5, 7, and 9, which are solutions for 2x minus 5 is greater than 8. So what do we have to do? We have to check all of them out, or maybe only just a few, to make sure that we can solve. I'm going to put my answer here, so I'm going to skip that space. And now what I'm going to do is write down my problem. And I'm going to start to substitute in with the first number. So 2, that means times, minus 5 is greater than 8. 6 minus 5 is greater than 8. 1 is greater than 8. That's false, so that's not going to be part of my solution or my answer. Next. So 3 is done. We're going to move on to 5. 2x minus 5 is greater than 8. I'm going to go ahead and substitute 5 for x. It still means multiply. And I did not mention this before, but we did mention it yesterday. There's two operations, and I always start with multiply because we think of PEMDAS. So I do one operation at a time. 10 minus 5 is 5. 5 is greater than 8. That is false as well. So we have two numbers that are not part of this set. Let me go to the next one. So now we're going to go to the number 7 as our plug-in value. So 2x, I always like to rewrite my problem down, and I like to make sure that it is accurate. And then I plug in my number because that is step 2. 2 times 7 minus 5 is greater than 8. So I end up with 14 minus 5 is greater than 8. 9 is greater than 8, and that, my friends, is true. But here's a question for you. Do I need to even work out that problem with the number 9? Well, no, because if 7, when I plug it in, is going to be greater, then I know 9 and any number after that would be. So the answer to my problem is, actually, let's see. I would rewrite my brackets because brackets mean set, and that would be my answer. 7 and 9 are the numbers from the set that are a solution. Now, we're going to work on another problem that's just a little bit more, I don't know, has a lot of different operations in it, or a lot of different skills that we've learned. So I like this problem, and we get to go through the steps that we learned yesterday. Number 1, use your variable as your starting point. So I have 2/3 times x, because when I see a variable and a number together, that means to multiply. That's the operation. But here's the deal. I have to solve this and determine if these are accurate. Well, one thing I know for sure is that when I am doing a traditional number sentence where the operations are on the left of my equal or inequality, it makes things simpler for me. So I'm going to do that right now. I'm going to rewrite this portion of my problem. I'm not going to change anything. Now I go over to here and I look and I see, okay, my alligator is opening its mouth towards 7. So I'm going to make sure it opens its mouth towards 7 here as well. Now I can start to solve. Step 2. It says x is 2, so I have to substitute. So I say 2/3 times 2 minus 5 is less than or equal to 7. Now I need to solve. I'm multiplying a fraction by a whole number. Remember, we multiply our numerators, we multiply our denominators. The order of operations says I have to multiply before I subtract. So I end up with 4/3 minus 5 is less than or equal to 7. Well, I have to make this into a mixed number. And recall how we did that? We divide the denominator into the numerator. And I end up with 1 1/3 minus 5 is less than or equal to 7. So now I'm going to do some subtracting of mixed numbers. But I'm also going to have to utilize my rules that I did for subtracting integers. So the first thing is this we consider a positive, if you recall. So I have a positive and a negative. When I have different signs, I have to subtract. So I'm going to set up my subtraction problem as such. Now, I have to regroup because when I subtract, I can't subtract 1/3 from thin air. I have to regroup. So I end up with 4 3/3, which is the same as 5. And now I can do my work. So I end up with 2/3 and 3. Now, this is the kicker. Is it positive or negative? It's negative because 5 is the greater number. So I have to make sure I put that sign in front. So now can I solve? Well, yes. I have a negative 3 2/3 is less than or equal to 7. True.